The grocery store was unusually quiet that cold afternoon in Toronto. Snowflakes clung to the glass doors as people hurried inside for warmth. Among them was Emma, a tired mother in her early 30s, her coat buttoned wrong and her eyes heavy with exhaustion. She pushed a small cart, filled not with luxuries but with the bare necessities: bread, milk, diapers, and a few apples for her little boy, Liam. Every step she took down the aisles seemed weighted with worry. Her budget was tight, her job at the diner barely covered rent. And yet, tonight, her son had asked for apples, and she couldn't say no. When she finally reached the checkout counter, she placed her items carefully, almost as if arranging hope itself on the conveyor belt. The cashier scanned everything, offering a polite smile that Emma tried to return. She handed over her card, praying silently that the balance in her account would be enough this time. A soft beep, then a pause, and the cashier's smile faded. "I'm sorry, ma'am," the cashier said gently. "Your card, it declined." Emma froze. Her chest tightened. The people behind her began to shift impatiently, their size sharp enough to cut. She could feel the burn of embarrassment climbing her neck. "Can you try again?" she whispered, her voice trembling. The cashier nodded, swiped again. Another beep, another decline. Emma felt her throat close up. It's probably my bank," she murmured, trying to sound calm. But her voice cracked, betraying the panic she felt inside. Liam, holding onto her coat, looked up at her with wide, innocent eyes. "Mommy, are we still getting my apples?" he asked softly. Her heart broke right there. "I'm sorry, sweetheart," she whispered, blinking back tears. "Maybe next time." She started gathering her groceries to return them, one by one, her hands trembling. The bread, the milk, the diapers, each item felt like a piece of her dignity being stripped away. And then, just as she was about to leave, someone behind her spoke. "Try mine." The voice was calm, deep, and kind. Emma turned to see a man, maybe in his late 40s, dressed in a simple coat and scarf. His eyes were warm, filled with the kind of quiet strength she hadn't seen in years. He handed his card to the cashier without hesitation. Emma shook her head quickly, embarrassed. No, please, you don't have to." But he just smiled. "I know I don't have to," he said softly. "But I want to." The cashier swiped his card. Approved. Emma stood there, speechless. The groceries were bagged again, and she could barely form words. I don't even know your name," she said, her eyes glistening. "It's David," he replied. "And you don't owe me anything. Just promise me you'll pay it forward someday." Tears slipped down her cheeks before she could stop them. "You have no idea what this means," she said. "I didn't know how I was going to feed my son tonight." David nodded gently. "I've been there," he said. "A long time ago, someone helped me when I thought I had no one. You'll do the same for someone else when the time comes." As Emma walked out of the store, snowflakes drifting down like whispers from heaven, she looked at Liam and smiled. "See, sweetheart, there are still good people in the world." Liam grinned, clutching the apple in his small hand. "Can we give someone else apples too, Mommy?" Her heart melted. "Yes, baby," she said softly. "One day, we will." Months passed. Emma got a better job, part-time at first, then full-time. She never forgot that moment, the sound of David's calm voice, the warmth in his eyes, the simple kindness that had lifted her from despair. She carried it with her like a quiet flame. One afternoon, while waiting in line at a coffee shop, Emma noticed a young woman ahead of her, nervous, counting coins in her palm, realizing she didn't have enough. The barista's expression turned awkward. "I'm sorry, miss, it's short by $1. And in that instant, Emma smiled softly and said the same words that had changed her life: "Try mine." The young woman looked up in surprise, eyes glistening. Emma didn't explain. She didn't need to. As she walked out into the snowy street, holding her cup, she felt something settle deep within her heart, an understanding that kindness, once given, never truly ends. It circles back, over and over, changing lives in ways we never imagine. Sometimes, a simple act, a card swipe, a few dollars, a kind word, is all it takes to remind someone that the world still has light, even on its darkest days. And that's the magic of humanity, one heart reaching quietly to another, saying without words, "You're not alone."